Hi, this is Terry Kavanaugh, and you're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, Loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 234, and you're with your High Priest of Khonshu, Ray. Hello. I've snuck this one in, kind of slid it in between last week's episodes and the upcoming Idle Chat at the top of the week this week. So I've thrown this in here as a special little episode, I guess. It's going to feature two episodes from our ongoing ITK audio serial adventure, the second season, The Rise of Set. So yeah, I'll get into that, but before then, as always, a huge thank you to all our patronies, those listed as co-producers and executive producers on each of our episodes. You can see their names in the credits, or you can go to the Patreon temple on itkmoonnight.com, our website, and you can see the names listed there. All the great patronies, the loonies that have decided to throw some coin, dig deep in their pockets, and contribute to the show. So a big thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for your listenership as well. So, you know, shouting out the likes of Daniel, Drew, Justin, Derek, Kyle, Wayne, Jordan, Josh, James, Anthony, and Michael. Thank you so much, guys. You've allowed the show to grow, as I always kind of say. But yeah, a sincere thank you for all your contributions. Also, as well, a couple of our top-tier sponsors who happen to be our top-tier patronies as well. Drew Toonz, he has produced and created some music on both Tombs on SoundCloud and Lurk Music. That's with a CK on Bandcamp. So go support Drew Toonz's music there. It's great stuff, great listen, quite eclectic, and I think there's something there for you know, every loony. Also, a big thank you to Daniel Doing, the creator, the cosplayer. I just saw as well, he was at Erie's Comic-Con as well, so he was sprucing his wares for Fringe Night, his creation, an original indie comic based on Erie, Pennsylvania's very own mysterious superhero. I saw a live Instagram video feed there from Daniel. Hope it all went well, Daniel, and a big shout out to you as well. And finally, Dreamland Comics from Illinois, the superhero superstore for all your great back issues. So yeah, patronies, and loonies as well. This is a little episode. As I said, it has... it's a double bumper episode for our ITK serial. I at first tried to edit the two episodes together to make it into kind of one big episode. I just wasn't too convinced with how it was working, you know, by pulling them apart and trying to kind of stitch them together. So what I've decided to do is I'll play first episode 3, and then we'll have a short break, probably cut to some ads from our fellow collective members, and then we'll jump back and do episode 4 as well. So, you know, in case you don't know what the hell I am talking about and what the hell this has to do with Moon Knight, about well over a year ago, in June 2020, it could be June 2019, I can't really remember, but for our 100th episode, we kicked off an audio drama series. Now, this was off the back of, a little bit of fun. I wanted to make the episode 100 something special, but I was also inspired by the likes of Stitch's, Marvel's Wolverine, that sort of audio drama, and Marvels, which had come out after. So I thought I'd just give it a go myself. It started off as, just firmly tongue-in-cheek and a bit of fun about you, the loonies, kind of tangentially connected to Moon Knight's corner of the universe, but that kind of soon sprouted into something more and kind of got my my fantasies and writing going. I'm by no way a writer, but I thought I'd just give it a go, and it's just brought all these ideas. So it's kind of snowballed into a fully bona fide audio drama. So season 1 ended, I think it was early this year. In January, released the finale, which was episode 13, as well as re-released all the other previous episodes in one big blob. So you can, in essence, kind of listen to the whole thing as a 90 or 100 minute audio feature. Kicking off in what I said was April, it kind of started a bit later, probably I think about May this year. We kicked off season 2, The Rise of Set, continuing on from season 1, so have a few established characters and introducing a few new ones. As a rough recap before we get into it, so season 1 saw, episode 1 saw one of the high priests, Rebecca, hurtling back towards the Safehouse to meet up with the others, and she had Dr. Hex, brilliantly played by John Harrison, and they've kind of confronted some demons. I'm not going to get into it because it kind of gets too involved. Needless to say, look, it all started with a hunt for Khonshu's golden scepter, a relic. Turned out there are 5 scepters that you need to get. Turns out that by disturbing the relics, you disturb an alternate reality where all these demons lay. And anyway, the demons have awoken and are causing havoc on Earth, and that's what Rebecca and Dr. Hex were fighting against. So they kind of were hurtling in. The second episode had almost a CSI kind of investigation, introduction to Detective French, played by my partner Eve. She wanted in, so I've written in a part for her, and ongoing. She's investigating certain deaths which happened. One in particular that occurred in last season. Those that are familiar will know that Daryl of the Flogo water plant, water treatment plant, he was pushed to his death by Leader, basically the head honcho, the guy that wants to become the avatar of Set. So anyway, that murder investigation was underway in episode 2, plus seeing a little bit of Rebecca and Dr. Hex as they come closer, as they escape the demons up in the skies. So we're up to episode 3 and 4. So episode 3, I'll play it right now. So just to set the scene, again, this takes off from the last episode of season 1. And we see the rest of the high priests, yours truly, and Connorshu, waiting at the Safehouse with Hellfire, the Slayer of Sinners. She's a supernatural devil of a character. And Safari, which we only got one line from him in season 1. He, I like to describe him as kind of like a Craven-esque kind of character, so there you go. You can put that in your head when you listen to it. But we'll catch up with them, as well as see what happens to some other characters that you may be familiar with from season 1. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to play episode 3 for you. On the other side of that, we'll just go to some ad breaks, but I'll see you soon after that. So enjoy episode 3.
Hope no one minds, but I've just ordered some burgers on Uber Eats. Will help tide us over until the others get here with those pizza pockets.
Connorshu, your appetite is endless.
Hey, what can I say? I want to grow up big and strong.
Guys, I hope you haven't forgotten about a certain guest that happened to have just appeared at our window.
Sorry, Lilith. It's fine. Glad you could join us, Safari.
It's not the trouble, High Priest. This insanity has been affecting us all. I would have been it sooner if not for the madness out there. There are crazed people roaming the streets, preying on others. I've had to intervene, but there is no honor in hunting those who have lost their minds.
Lilith, please meet Safari, great hunter and all-round tough nut. Can track a target weeks gone with nothing but a scent, heightened senses, strength, durability, agility. Hold on a minute. The whole shebang. And Safari, meet Hellfire, spawn of the Underworld.
The slayer of sinners.
You better believe it. Heighten this, that, and then some. Literally been to hell and back.
The tales we could tell, the stories we could share.
Yeah, whatever, Elmer Fudd. Just keep your gun barrel to yourself. So apart from feeding our faces with takeaway and waiting for what seems like forever, what's the plan? How are we going to stop this?
Sweet Jesus! Doesn't anybody knock around here anymore?
Geronimo, Cold Case. Jeez. Hang on. Let us help you.
What happened?
We made it out of Bosque Verde. Not before we ran into some trouble.
The cartels?
No. Worse. The Serpents of Chaos.
Cold Case. You okay?
I've seen better days, Connorshu. Gunshot wound on a leg, a few cracked ribs, maybe a punctured lung.
So, does this place have like a medic room or what is it, bro?
These two, they've faced the demon.
Try God, George of the Jungle. Ray, it's pretty bad, man. We came across one of the deities, Apep. He was looking for one of the relics, the blade. The boss of the Culo Grandes had it.
Had?
Let's just say Signor Bob had a run-in with a 40-foot serpent god. Guess who came out on top?
So what happened to the blade?
Last I saw, it was wedged above the left eye of Apep. Had Cold Case constricted in a death grip. I jumped on him with the blade and started just hacking away. He opened up some portal, and we all just jumped through, landed in the city. Apep must have been flung somewhere else. I haven't seen him, thank God.
And the, blade?
If what Geronimo did was who Apep hasn't killed him, then I'm afraid he may have got away with Mahat's blade. Last I saw, it was still lodged in his head.
I got this, High Priest. You just keep helping Tango and Cash over there.
I have a delivery here for Mr. Connorshu.
Alright, what do we owe you?
How about a kiss there?
Excuse me? What the heck did you just say to me?
Or maybe I could, take you out to dinner.
Oh, sweet summer child. You're going about this in all the wrong ways.
Or...
Alright, that's it. You reek of sin and murder, you defile my good nature, and you've got morning breath. Suffer for your sins. Though your body remains here, I burn your soul. Damn to the underworld, to wander both worlds as broken wretches.
Jiminy Cricket. I thought I ordered burgers. Not shish kebab.
It's what I've been telling you. Madness on the streets. It affects some more than others.
I don't know what's happening here, guys. But it could have something to do with Apep.
It's on us. We brought it over from Bosque Verde. He's our responsibility.
For one thing, you two hitched a ride on him, so it's not your fault. He would have come here regardless. And another thing, you guys are too banged up. I suggest we try and not attract too much attention from outside. We still need to wait for the others. let's lie low and rest when we can.
I'll surveil the area with Safari. Between us, this place should be safe. For now.
I like your idea, Hellfire.
Zip it, Elmer. Or I can take a good look into that soul of yours and be sure to find something worth purging.
Maybe. You may just need to find out for yourself.
Situations like this were made for the word ugh, I swear.
Hello, I'm Alan.
I'm Rebecca.
And if you're listening to this, then we recommend that you check out our podcast, the DCAU Podcast, where we watch the original DC animated movies, starting from Batman Mask of Phantasm and continuing on to Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War, and beyond. And we will cover such heroes as Batman,
Superman,
the Batman,
Wonder Woman,
Victorian Steampunk Batman,
The Flash,
Batman Beyond,
Green Lantern,
Old Man Batman,
Martian Manhunter,
and plenty more versions of Batman.
Lots and lots and lots of Batman.
You can find the DCAU podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else that you can get podcasts by looking up the DCAU podcast and subscribe today.
Hi, I'm Pax.
And I'm Abigail.
Welcome to Ghost Spider Groupies, a podcast dedicated to Gwen Stacy of Earth 65, also known as Spider-Gwen and Ghost Spider, where we review her comics, discuss news, and give our opinions about all things Gwen 65.
Right now, we are reading through Gwen's main solo series. Each week, we break down a new arc and discuss our and the listener's thoughts. Tune into each episode and come on this journey through the character's history with us, available wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yes, welcome back, Loony listeners. You're listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 234, and this is a fun-filled audio serial adventure episode. It's a small one, but I thought I'd kind of slip this one in between to just bring us all up to speed with the serial adventure, The Rise of Set, that we've been kind of slowly cooking throughout this year. So what you heard on the other side of the break there was episode 3, featuring the High Priests, Hellfire, Safari, and we also got there Josh Geronimo and Cold Case Kurtz. So they've popped up as well. That was interesting because they had been last seen in the season finale as well, fighting Apep, the Serpent of Chaos. All right, Loony, so we're going to go on to the next episode now, and this is episode 4, and this is actually an extended one. I'll tell you why in a minute, but episode 4, we're going to swing to... again, another motley crew that we saw in season 1. Now, these guys fought head-to-head when they first met up, but have since called a truce. So we'll see the likes of Loony Toonz, and we'll see the likes of Quantum Man and the Professor with Ursula and Harry in the van. They're on their way to the Safehouse, but it's not as easy as that. So I guess I'll just leave it to the audio drama to let you know what that's all about. What I did want to say as well is that at the end of that little vignette, and after that short outro, there's like an epilogue which I've added in, and I'm proud to say that it is our very own first, act or scene written by someone else. So I'm very proud to present that epilogue written by fellow Loony and co-host and creator of Tomes of Evil, Russell.
Give me a keg of beer.
Moran. So I put it out there to some loonies if they wanted to contribute and perhaps write for the serial. Russell's he submitted an act in there as well, so he adds a bit more flavour, a bit more angle to it. All I can say is, geez, these guys have got their work cut out for them, because there are evil baddies coming out of the wazoo. So, I'll just leave it at that. Please enjoy with the epilogue written by fellow loony Russell.
Give me a keg of beer.
Moran, hope you enjoy.
Take another right up here if you can. Up there.
Man, the roads, they're shot. Like something out of The Walking Dead. Look at all these abandoned cars.
It's made a little harder to get to the safe house. We just need to get there. Not sure whether people just fled or caused the chaos.
Number 1 rule, don't get out of the van. How's everyone going back there?
We're fine, Philip. So that's about the crux of it.
So, you can make anything, is that right? You can use whatever you see and turn it into something else?
As far as I can tell, I seem to have control over the potential energy of any object. Now, given the gravity of any situation, that potential energy fluctuates.
So, kind of like we learned in high school. A brick on top of a building has more potential energy than a brick lying on the ground.
Precisely. I can't profess to know the exact mechanics of it, but depending on the situation we are in, I can tap into that potential energy and build anything from as simple as a compass to as complex as a neural disruptor transmitter.
I used to think Charlie just watched way too much MacGyver.
So if I give you a screwdriver, a bottle of windscreen, wiper fluid, and this here pocket mirror, what can you make?
Oh, my good woman, I never back down from a challenge. Let's see here. What about if I just... Now one more... There.
What is it, Professor?
It may not look like much, but with the mirror angled towards the sun, you got yourself here a pretty handy mini flamethrower.
What the fuck?
That's crazy. Can I have a look?
Sure.
That's so amazing. I thought you said the potential was relevant to the situation.
It generally is, which could only mean...
Guys, we've got trouble, and I'm not talking about the burrito the professor ate a while ago.
Philip!
He's right, people. Looks like the city is getting worse by the minute.
My God.
What's happened to everyone? Some of them look as though they're under a spell. Others... Good Lord. Their faces...
Ever face a horde of zombies before, Looney Tunes?
Quantum Man, we need to get out of here.
Be ready, everyone. They're blocking our way to the safe house. Stay away from the windows and make sure those back doors are locked.
Meat sacks for Abigail. Brains to squash between our fingers.
Fuck off! Get us out of here, Quantum Man.
think that one liked you, you know.
They're up on the roof.
Quantum Man, I'm not going to ask you again.
What was that?
They cut the engine. How can they cut the engine?
Harry, Ursula, it may be a little longer before we reach the safe house. I'm just going to ask you to trust us, okay? We'll get you there. In the meantime, stick close to the Professor. Keep those heads down. Professor, you got this?
My good sir, I thrive in these situations. I built myself this during the confusion. The Demon Killer.
Hey, isn't this part of my tennis racket? Better hope that thing is set on auto, Professor.
I'll swallow your soul.
Looks like the safe house will have to wait.
Alright, everybody, I'm turning in. Good night. Oh, can't shake this feeling. My mind will not ease. Bloody hell, I just want to rest. There are big things on the horizon. What the... Who are you?
Silence.
I am darkness. I am the void of your mind's worst fear. I am the familiar of your greatest adversary. I am the mouth of Set, and I come to you, blasphemous moon dweller.
Moon dweller? Well, we don't quite live on the moon. I mean, moon worshipper might be more accurate.
Silence!
I come to you with an omen of your future.
This show usually isn't this grim. What is it you wish to tell me, Dark One?
My master has sent me, slithering and writhing into your pathetic well, to tell you that our most prized and powerful champion has been summoned at last. A true avatar of Set.
Don't you have enough cronies? Apep? Sobek? And they haven't been able to stop us yet.
You have no idea, priest. These minions were merely the first course, the precursor to damnation.
Oh no, not damnation. Very disappointing for the Master.
I will have no more interruptions, blasphemer. Set is to unleash someone on this world, someone from the past, a warrior, a veteran, a charismatic leader. He once battled Khonshu's greatest herald and broke him in every way imaginable. But in the end, your hero killed him. But much like the hero who took his life, our champion will be returned to life as an avatar of Set. By his mace and sword, this dark apparition will send you and your ilk to eternal cremation.
No, it's not possible. It can't be.
The world will soon tremble and succumb to the eternal darkness, slithering anarchy of my master. I shall welcome you, Ray, to the dark overvoid. The malice of our dark hero will lead your moon god. So says
What? A dream. A dream. It was all...
High Priest, I heard a high-pitched scream. I thought...
It wasn't that high-pitched. It was me. I'm okay, Safari. Just a nightmare.
Seems like more than a nightmare. It appears it is a message.
What?
Look down, my friends. You've scratched something on the ground.
What the... Seek the werewolf.
So, the hunt will start after all.
Bitten by a radioactive spider, student Peter Parker gained the proportionate strength and agility of an arachnid. Armed with his wondrous web shooters, the reluctant superhero struggles with sinister supervillains, making ends meet and maintaining some semblance of a normal life. That's right, do you like Spider-Man? If so, you should join me and my co-host Lil Hellfire every Tuesday on the Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks podcast for the ultimate Spider-Cast, where we talk everything Spider-Man, comics, TV, movies, games, anything and everything Spider-Man. Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, it's all there. Every Tuesday on the Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks podcast.
I'm here for people.
And we all are.
Yes, welcome again, Loony listeners. That you just heard was episode 4, and we are now up to speed with the serial adventure, The Rise of Set. I now have to get my creative juices flowing. I've got to start penning the other things, which I've kind of sketched out already, but I can't wait to write more now. But that brings us up to speed with everything as was written in script format. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, again, looking to release these every month or so. Depending on availability of voice actors, who, again, I want to reiterate, all volunteer. So just all through the goodness of their heart. So a huge thank you to each and every one of you loonies that have contributed to the serial adventure and in these episodes as well. So it would be remiss of me not to give a big thanks to the likes of Connor Stevens, one of the OG high priests there. Big thanks, Connor. Also as well, Lilith Hellfire for giving her rendition of Hellfire. Wayne Hunt, cheers buddy, did some great work there to introduce Safari. And of course the guys pretty much at the start of the serial as well. A big hats off to Josh Geronimo Johnson and Dustin Cold Case Kurtz, doing it for the team over at Bosco Verde. So a big thank you guys for finally catching up with the rest of them over at the Safehouse. So yeah, great performances as always. A big shout out to, now I think he kind of stole the show a bit. A big thanks to Daniel Doing, who filled in some cracks in there. He played the delivery guy at the door. Very well done there, Daniel. Thank you so much. And also as well, Russell Moran for the additional voices of demons, but also the mouth of Set. Looking on the other episode, a big thank you to Phil Perich, to Knol Tate, to Sascha Cooper, and to Matt Lappie for all your vocal talents. And I kind of jumped the gun there a bit as well. Russell was part of the epilogue at the back end there. But a big thanks to each and every one of you. Thanks so much. I love doing this. It's hopefully still going to go. Let us know what you think, Loonies. If you are enjoying this, if you are as confused as hell, or if you're scratching your head wondering what the hell this has to do with Moon Knight, it is kind of connected. Don't worry. But not enough to infringe on any copyright or licensing agreements. So there you go. A big thank you, everyone. Again, I should actually go through the particular outro. So next phase, 235, we're back on track. We're going to do an idle chat, and I'll be joined by Knol, Loony Toonz Tate, and Justin the Owl Osgood. We'll be chatting a little bit about Moon Knight in teams, as well as a sprinkling of news that had occurred over the last week or so. And later in that week, 236, Justin and I will be looking at a Marvel fanfare story involving Moon Knight. Whatever happened to Podunk Slam? That should be interesting at best. I think that is, off the top of my head, Volume 1, Issue 38. So worth checking out. What else have we got here? Yes, as mentioned before, if you can consider becoming a Patreon member, please check out patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight. There's some great incentives there. I'm starting to release some bonus episodes exclusive to patroonies, as well as, say, for this audio serial adventure, you get privy to scripts as well as separate files for each and every one of the episodes of this audio drama. So I don't know if that kind of helps you out and benefits in any way. Hopefully that incentive might persuade you to become a patroonie. Also, as well as mentioned, big sponsors of the show. First one, Fringe Night. If you can consider supporting them on Patreon at patreon.com/FringeNight27, that'd be cool. And that's by Daniel Doing. And for Drew Toombs, Toombs on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Toombs. That's TOMBZ. You can support Drew's music there that he produces, predominantly dance music. Also on Bandcamp, Lurk Music. That's music with a ck.bandcamp.com. You can support Drew's other music there, which is more sci-fi and horror based soundscapes, as well as Dreamland Comics from Illinois. If you use the code Moon, you'll get 20% off their online store for any of the back issues, which is a pretty handy discount indeed. And finally, The Collective, a group of just podcasters like myself who love their comic book characters, love their comic books, and put on really good shows on them. So shout out to the likes of Happiness in Darkness, a superhero movie podcast. Also, I'm going to say Tomes of Evil, a supervillain podcast. Or again, I'm going to go for Ghost Spiders, Ghost Spider Groupies. Yes, that is a podcast based on Spider-Gwen, which is pretty cool. Finally, you can email us at feedback@itkmoonnight.com. We've got a website, itkmoonnight.com, and we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Get Vocal, and Podchaser. Again, if you just search Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast, or if you search for ITK Moon Knight, that should bring you towards those social platforms. Anyway, a big thank you, Loonies, for listening. I hope you enjoyed those serial adventures. Like I said, let us know what you think of them. Let us know if you have any ideas. Let me know if you would entertain the thought of writing some of them. They're pretty fun to do, and I love putting them together. So anyway, I'll catch you in a couple of days with Knol and Justin. But before then, may Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later.
Moon Knight and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Materials used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.